Play like note for note, or do you sometimes improvise and take your own take on the songs?
It depends if we get it right or not. We're supposed to play note for note, but that's why we improvise a lot. Does that answer the question? In fact, if you'd have seen us at the Robin last week, there was a lot of improvisation going on. So yeah,
we've always thought if we capture the essence of the song, big word for me. We capture the essence of the word, and that can go as far as the guitar parts, guitar solos, vocal hooks, bass lines, drum parts as well. If there's a theme in there, if we capture the theme, then we pretty much allow ourselves free license to do what we want as well. Because at the end of the day, we're a covers band, we're not a tribute band, and that's the big difference, you say.
Our philosophy was like the LA scene. You know, a lot of the house bands that play in Los Angeles, they don't pretend to be. We've never pretended to be any of these. We actually find it kind of a little bit distasteful when somebody actually pretends to be Bon Jovi, or pretends to be. It's a bit tacky, you know. So what we want to do as Rockstar was be like one of the house bands in Los Angeles that, you know, just get up there, play it well, and get, you know, have a good time with the audience, and that's what Rockstar is all about. It's not. I pay gesture to some of the vocalists, but I don't try and be any of them. You know, and I think we're all the same.
I would say we're 95% accurate to the music.
Yeah, I think to the music. Yeah, I think, but we just turn it into what we want it to be, don't we? You know, and that's the thing. So.
That's good.
If you don't know the songs, then we've got a problem, haven't we?
I think I might know them, yeah. I really do like the 80s.
You weren't born in those.
No, I'm a 90s girl, but yeah.
with a great 80s t-shirt on.
Do you like sort of like Ty Ketto and some of the bands like Danger Days that happened in the early 90s? Like, yeah, it's sort of see the front light. It got quite big hair, didn't it? Really, I mean, in the 90s, and it's a shame it lost momentum. I think what it was, I think a lot of the bands, because there was so much money involved in the music in the 80s, it sort of lost what it was all about. You know what I mean? And I think now there's a lot more bands out there now doing it because there's no money in music, and if there's too much, we start with football, anything. If there's too much money in there, it loses the point. Yeah. And now we're back to where music was, where there's no money in it. That's Steve.
Yeah. Do you learn songs from a music score, or do you play it by ear?
Bit of both. No, I would say normally that if we decide what songs we're going to learn, we go through that discussion then, which can be quite lengthy, it can be quite short depending on what song it is and who's talking about it as well. If it's Tony, it normally drags on for about 5 months and everybody gets upset. But anyway, seriously, it's down to myself and yourself, isn't it?
I read the notes a lot of the time.
Bit of both. The trouble is, I mean, we was having a discussion about a Thunder song the other week, and we was all saying, well, it's the album version because I did a radio edit and I did a single edit, and there's an album version. Because which version? So, if we sort of like read off if we get the music, it's quite available on the internet, so we'll do that, and perhaps like a cursory listen to the song as well, and tie the two things up together, and then put a bit of us in it as well. It normally sounds pretty close, or close enough anyway.
Well, we have been told that the really sort of Rockstar, in a way, is with a lot of songs that we took on Ty Ketto, which really wasn't a very well-known song to a lot of people as an audience, and we sort of started to sort of like decide, well, we wanted to do something from the band, so we obviously did Forever Young. And to be fair, I mean, a lot of people said that, you know, we've sort of took it on as our own song now. I mean, fair play to Danny Vaughan and the boys. I mean, we promote them everywhere we go. But it's one of those songs that means a lot to people, so we put that kind of song in the set as well. So
you received a personal commendation.
We did, yeah. We got an email from Danny Vaughan from Ty Ketto, complimented us on such an impressive version, didn't he? Yeah, he said it was really, really good. And we've also had email from Hardline as well. So yeah, it's nice to get that, because
you do Hot Sherry.
We do Hot Sherry, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing it tonight as well. Yeah, that's right. I mean, the thing is, like, Mark here comes from, you know, and Andy come from a very well received tribute band called the Gary Moore Band, and you know, where I would say probably all the tribute bands I heard, Mark and Andy, their band was probably the best at the game. Yeah. Gary Moore didn't take it very well. They didn't take it very well, and could not see that the lads were actually promoting his music. You know, I mean, it's not as if they were making copyright and making thousands of pounds off the recording. And Mark decided at that point, well, if that's the attitude, then perhaps we'll close it down. And that's what happens with some bands. It's a shame. But where with us, with Danny Vaughan and whatever, it shows that real musicians see it as just music and it's being promoted. You know, we're not
probably because they were playing it better than Gary Moore and his band.
Well, we weren't going to say that, but yeah, that's absolutely true.
It's like that Daz said that. Allegedly. Daz up. That's already got one.
See you in court.
Right, I couldn't think of a funny question, but I was listening to your conversation before about the joke.
Yes.
Can you tell it us?
Right, it's not a joke, it's a true story.
True story.
There's a mate of mine out there, we've actually met up with some old pals of ours from the 80s, early 90s, and Tony Drummer out there, he's with the band Mr. Fix-It, was an old pal of mine, he used to play in my band. One night we got offered to play with Circus of Power from New York City, and we turned up there with Mark Colton as another old mate of ours, and these guys were on stage tattooed from head to foot, calling everybody a fucking motherfucker and all this sort of business, and there was loads of alcohol going down, we thought, and the guy said, can we share your dressing room? And he says, yeah, no problem, man, come and share the dressing room. So we were like, yeah, drugs and booze, it's going to be brilliant. And Tony, who at that point was used to use a lot of substances, if I remember, he was like, yes, these boys are really going to be a van full of stuff. So we actually got to know, it's not called to talk about it, but in the day it was okay. So we all steamed into Circus of Power's changing room, expecting to see an opium den and prostitutes, and there was a tea urn and a fruit bowl, and we were very disappointed. A friend of my brother's who was roadieing for us called Pavel Kovalik, God bless him, he was a notorious drug taker, and he was immensely disappointed. So there you go, there's a funny little towel from Edwards number 8. God rest it, as obviously he's no longer with us, but there you go.
Yeah.
They are apparently rebuilding it, I heard the other
Well,
day,
that's a good thing then, because it was an institution and we all loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any funny stories? Go for it, come on.
Careful what you say.
I know, well, I used to live in Sandwich, so there's probably lots of people who have got funny stories about me that I don't actually remember. Tony was saying, what's it like, Dad? I says, it changed, and I says it has changed a bit, I says, but not too much. I says, I'm just recognising all these 15-year-old kids, they all look a little bit like me. But no, I'm not like that now anyway, I'm alright.
Oh dear.
Is there any links to MySpaces that the people at home can check out?
Yeah, well, obviously there's a website which is on the back of Andy's t-shirt there, if you just model it for us. The Ultimate 80s Rock Experience, www.rockstar.uk.com, and on MySpace we're Rockstar 80s Rock Tribute.
Cool.
Okay?
Check it out. Angel of Metal, Rockstar, keep it loud.